Hey, how's it going everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now, today I'm going to be continuing my series of reviewing the Clone Wars with the second arc to be completed chronologically, entitled The Malevolence. This arc contains 3 episodes. Season 1, Episode 2, Rising Malevolence, Season 1, Episode 3, Shadow of Malevolence, and Season 1, Episode 4, Destroy Malevolence. This arc revolves around a super weapon that the Separatists have developed called the Malevolence. This weapon is pretty much an EMP device that can be launched at ships, and it has been destroying all Republic ships that come in contact with it. This arc then follows the Republic's efforts to find and destroy the Malevolence, spearheaded by Anakin Skywalker. So, now that you have a bit of a refresher on what this arc is about, let's go ahead and get right on into the review. Enjoy. Okay, so there's a lot of good in this arc of episodes, but I'm just going to go over the ones that I deem the most important and meaningful moving forward. So, first up, let's go with the introduction of Plo Koon into the Clone Wars. Now, Plo Koon was only seen briefly in Revenge of the Sith when he got shot down in his ship by clones during Order 66. So, I think his introduction into this show is amazing. I love that we are going to get to know more about him, and he seems like he will be a decently big character moving forward, but I don't know, maybe not. However, I think his introduction is even more important because it opens the door to all the other Jedi who were seen throughout the prequels to show up and have an episode to show more of what they're about, and that's awesome because I know people like me are very interested to learn more about them. Next positive I'd like to discuss is Ahsoka. I love seeing an even further glimpse of her convictions and willingness to stand up for what she believes in, even if it means standing up to Jedi Masters. I like this, and it shows how good of a person she is deep down and what she is willing to do for others that she cares about. This just further demonstrates how she is the perfect Padawan for Anakin. Speaking of Anakin, he is going to be my third positive of this arc. I thought he was great in this arc for a number of reasons. First, I love getting a look at his leadership skills. He led the whole charge the entire arc, and he did an amazing job. Second, I really enjoyed seeing his strategic side as he was in charge of planning every single attack in this arc pretty much. And you know what? They pretty much all worked out in the end as he intended, and they were a huge success. I also loved how they really once again showed how much he cares about people and even the clones. He risked him and Ahsoka's life to try and save Plo Koon and the clones left alive with him, and despite her best wishes, he refused to continue the assault on the Malevolence and instead launched a rescue mission to save Padme, even though it risked the chance of Malevolence escaping. He also defied the direct orders of the Jedi Council in favor of saving lives because he felt that if he could help, he had an obligation to do so, even if it meant going against direct orders and getting in trouble. The next positive is going to be a combination of Dooku and Sidious. I thought the plan of having Padme show up to deter Anakin was a brilliant move on their part, but I'm not sure who to give credit to because, Dooku was the one in the episode, so maybe he organized it, but Sidious is the one who got her to go out there by giving her false info. So I'll give dual credit on this, though I think it mostly should go to the Emperor deep down. I like the introduction of Grievous in this arc and look forward to seeing more of him in future episodes. I did pick up on and enjoy the hello there reference they did when Obi-Wan and Grievous met face to face. I also really enjoyed seeing the relationship of Anakin and Padme and look forward to seeing it fleshed out even more throughout the series. Finally, I just want to make mention of the moment where Grievous just hangs up on Dooku and just bails. And I want to give props to the show because I thought that moment was incredibly funny. Anyways, that is going to be it for the positives of this arc, so let's move on to the negatives. Okay, so I don't have too many negatives to discuss about this arc, so let's just jump right into them. The first negative I found in this arc may be a controversial one. I did not like Plo Koon as a whole in this arc. I know what you're thinking, but didn't he just have Plo Koon as one of the positives? Yes, I did. But the positive was more about them choosing to bring in characters from the movies that didn't get screen time, and me being excited to see which others they decide to bring in. Now back to Plo Koon. It sucks that I didn't like him in the arc because he started off really strong in the first episode. I really love seeing how much he cared about the clones and even risked his own life to try and make sure as many would survive as possible. He was also revealed to be the one who found Ahsoka, so that already moved him up in my book. But from there on, he just started a deep decline. In the rest of the arc, I just found him annoying how he was constantly talking down to Anakin and critiquing him and his decisions. Like, bro, this is the #1 general in the entire Republic army. I know you're a Jedi Master, but this dude knows what he's doing. All in all, I just found him to kind of be a jerk. I, however, still look forward to seeing him again, and hopefully my opinion of him will change. Now, I know that I may have just insulted someone's favorite Star Wars character, so the next negative is going to be more of a light one to make you forget about that. My second negative is going to be about something Ahsoka does in this arc. She was calling R2 R2-y. Now, like I said, this one isn't that serious, and it's more of a joke, but for real, this is a pet peeve of mine. I hate when people give someone a nickname that is longer than the actual name. Like, for one, R2 is already a nickname for R2-D2. So it's a nickname from a nickname that is somehow longer. It's also like such a kiddie name for R2. Like, girl, this is a war veteran you're talking to right here. You better show some more respect. My next negative is going to be the droids. Now, I know that this is a show made for kids, especially the earlier seasons, and I know they were done with the movies, but I just think that the droids in the show may be just a little bit too dumb. They have no idea what is going on and are just constantly getting clowned on. Now, it doesn't take away from the show that much, but I just wanted to make mention of it. I think they may have made them just a little bit too dumb, but like I said, it's a kids show, and I know the earlier seasons especially are a lot more kiddie. So moving on to my final negative for this arc, and that is going to be the Malevolence itself. The Malevolence, from what I gather, is pretty much just an EMP you can shoot at someone. I just don't understand how that would be effective and be such a big threat. They have all this cool technology in Star Wars, from blasters, lightsabers, to the ability to travel at hyperspeed. They have all this technology that runs their entire society pretty much, including droids. But you're going to tell me that they haven't designed safeguards against an EMP all this time? You'd think that'd be like one of the first things you'd put on a spacecraft, especially ones designed for military operations and combat. So yeah, I didn't necessarily buy into how it could be this super weapon that the Republic just couldn't handle. I don't know, it just didn't necessarily make all that much sense to me. But anyway, that is going to be it for the negatives. So let's go ahead and jump into my final thoughts on this arc. Alright, so here we are at my final thoughts of this arc. Now, I actually really enjoyed this arc as a whole. Now, I know I may not have liked the main weapon causing the conflict or one of the main characters in this arc, but overall, I found it very enjoyable. I would classify it as not bad, not great, but pretty good. So, if I were to give it an overall rating, I'd probably lean towards a 7.8 out of 10. I think that is probably a pretty solid rating for this arc, as it had a very cohesive and enjoyable story, but really didn't have anything to take it to the next level. I'm also very aware of some of the other stuff that is coming down the road, so I can't rank this one too high because I know some of the future stuff is going to be amazing. So what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are about this arc. As always, if you have any suggestions for a video or topic to be covered in a video that you'd like to see, make sure to leave that down in the comments as well. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you want to see any future content. Thanks to everyone who decided to stop by and check out the video. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, night, or whatever it is for you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. May the Force be with you.